What opens with, "Listen here, you toe-eyed cabbage. I wasn't born into this world so your fat ass could choke out low-level insults at me, period. I hope you stub your toe in the dark and have to crawl around your bedroom at 3:47 a.m. in horrific pain after going to the kitchen for a midnight snack of cheese and crackers, you absolute gormless minger, period." This is a prime example of an average Steam message from someone you've just spawn killed in Rust. The move is super aggressive but leaves their defense extremely open. What's text chess without risk though? Good move. Black hits back with, "Sorry, tipping their king over faster than a Tinder date ghosting after one dinner. I'm definitely not speaking from experience. This is a resignation without question." Next, White posts a tweet showing themselves, which there is absolutely nothing wrong with. All this does is progress their first pawn, which is a book move. In response, Black claims, "You look easy to draw," moving their pawn to the diagonal of White's, allowing White to capture it. But of course, there is a game plan behind this move. I'm gonna call it a great move, but you'll have to finish the game to understand. Try is White's way of calling Black's pawn and taking the trade. It's also, unfortunately, their way of falling into a trap and thinking Black is just bluffing. This blunder of a move looks good on the surface and is trying to disprove Black's insult, but it will only end in embarrassment. Brother should have resigned while he still could. Black executes their trap by sending a drawn image of White, and that shit is incredibly accurate. It's so spot on that it easily doubles as their passport photo. The funniest part is that it just took 1 hour for Black to draw, showing just how easy it really is, and they were not bluffing. Never engage in matches with these types of people if you want to keep your elo. Brilliant move. White will not be recovering from this loss anytime soon. Next, y'all bought bro's coin and he just called all of y'all losers for 17 minutes straight, LMAO. White kicks us off with a good move, attacking everyone who invested into Andrew Tate's meme coin. While I do like this move, it should have been way more aggressive since anyone who invested in that garbage deserves to get scammed and lose all their life savings. Who in their right mind thinks Tate's crypto isn't a rug and is a lesser life form? That's the only thing refraining it from a higher rating. Black, holy shit, it's literally Andrew Tate, responds with, "Because I'm built different, period," taking the first piece of the game and initiating proper conflict. My man really said he's built differently, acting like his whole personality isn't supercars, hustler universities, and trafficking women. White replies to this with, "Maybe you can teach me how to box, and I can teach you how to actually send coins to over to a billion, cause all your coins weak AF right now. The nerds run this side of the internet. I DK what you got going over there with the University of Cult, but apparently them, racial slur, are broke AF." This great move captures a low value piece from Black, but also forks the rook and bishop, meaning the real value will be amazing. Andrew Tate just got fried harder than an egg on a PlayStation. It'll be interesting to see if he can conjure up a good move in response, but I doubt it. Shut up, N-word. This is my world, period. Despite losing the game by a pretty large margin, Black responds with a miss, claiming that he owns the world. If he owned the world, his tech chess elo would be much, much higher, like mine. Unfortunately, Andrew isn't as good at text chess as he is at normal chess. White hits back with a fat insult saying, "Listen, you broke fuck. The only thing that's yours is that university army of man-children who want to gargle your nuts because they see you with women on camera. Your only claim to fame is hard-shilling a paid group for incels. I've made people millions of dollars for free." This brilliant move captures Black's rook as they failed to defend the fork, and it's looking hard for Black to save themselves here. The insults were top notch here too. I'm happy to say that White's move isn't even done yet. Respectfully, you are not even on the same playing field as me, you chimpanzee looking dipshit. I don't need to charge $49.99 a month to a collective prepubescence. You talk shit about OF girls, but you run the same model for losers on the internet. Your entire existence is fake. Jesus, White must have held in that deep-rooted anger for a long time. This isn't even a move because they already played, it's just an additional TED Talk on why Andrew Tate is a loser, and also absolute cinema. Next, White starts the game with, "Nobody likes moon pies." My favorite type of opening, the hater gambit, could go really well for you or else you'll get ratioed to oblivion. It all depends on your skills in elo. Book move. Also, what the hell is a moon pie? I never had one. Anyways, Black hits back with, "Yes they do," which Moonpie himself responded, "Pretty risky using a brand account to play these matches with people. Could be a PR nightmare or a PR win. I'm giving this ballsy move a good move." White tries to double down with, oh, so the sales are booming, question mark. White attempts a pretty laughable offense that gains zero material. White is just moving pieces around without thinking of a setup or a way to win over black. Pretty disappointing, the hater gambit. I had my hopes pretty high, but this is a mistake. Black shoots with, yep. Pretty safe answer. Any other answers than yep will give them bad PR and will make anybody think nobody's buying their shit, proving White's weak offense. Not much of a choice for Black here but to say yup with this forced move. White tries to checkmate Black with, they should call you Moonbuy because nobody likes you. Another mid-offense move. My friend that trades NFTs and buys shitcoins with his unemployment check probably could have made a better attempt than whatever White cooked up. Black closes the game with, they should call you Kayla because that's how it's supposed to be spelled. Now that is a brutal counter by Black. Imagine getting cooked and ratioed this hard by an unpaid intern on Twitter. This could never be me. Black uses White's own formula and mated her with it. Absolute cinema and one of the cleanest checkmates so far. Also, thank you very much for 100,000 subscribers. Honestly, I didn't even know that there were that many gooners out there when I started this channel. Apparently enough for 100,000 people to make fun of. To celebrate, I've decided to sell out, I mean sell merch, and they're scientifically proven to increase your chances of bagging the huzz. I've tested it. Head to textchest.store with a link in the description, and if you're one of the first 25 bully magnets, I mean people, to buy something, use code He's Not Gay for 10% off. Thank you very much. Next, White opens with, dude, shut your pasty chicken bone, Google Chrome, no home, flip phone, disowned, ice cream cone, garden gnome, metronome, dymo dome, meta dome, random ass period, final chrome, student loan, undergrown, flintstone, shut up. Damn, I read that first try. And it would be criminal to not include an opening insult so unique in a video with this title. To be honest though, it's more of a freestyle than actual shit talk. A shit freestyle to say the least. It's a mistake that leaves their defenses wide open. Black picks up on this mistake and responds with, I should be saying that to you, but like I said, you're acting like the child here. Playing a great move on the offense and capturing a piece of really high value. Putting the fact that this insult sounds like it's straight out of an elementary school aside, it puts White in place and makes them resign. Next, White kicks us off with, ew, I swiped the wrong way, sorry, which is one of the rudest openings possible. Bro could have just unmatched and been on with their day, but they had to make it known that they thought it was disgusting. Definitely a bitch move, I mean mistake. Black entertains me and replies, then just unmatch me, question mark. Honey, you are not attractive enough to be that much of a cunt. Sorry, period. That was so close to being the best move, but for some reason they felt the need to say sorry for the winning material. It's text chess, that's the whole point of the game. That's why I'm grading it as another mistake, and I think we have a low elo match in our hands. Bitch, I am. Your face looks like it was hit with a shovel. How many times did it take your mom to drop you? I can visibly see 7. Although, honestly, it might have been 6 or 7. White goes all out and parries Black's attack almost perfectly with a great move. Unique insults like this are what keep text chess entertaining, so we all have to appreciate them. Yes, you and me. They're not even done, and White doubles down by saying, took me like 3 looks at your profile to figure out which one was your dog, you mutt. And they already played this, so it doesn't actually do anything in the game, it's just straight up shit talk. They're definitely passionate, but I wouldn't call them sportsmanlike. White will be lucky if they don't get banned for this criminal move. Black slaps back with, whatever helps you sleep at night, period. So not only are you ugly as sin and a cunt, but you're illiterate and dumb as fuck as well, question mark. I'm not surprised to be honest, period. And it is clear they are not taking the shit talk because they came back with an excellent move, taking the queen with a knight. Not only do they play an excellent move, but Black shit talks back by commanding White to get your greasy ass fucking butterface out of here, you garden gnome looking homunculus, sending them away from the game board, forcing White to resign. I'm also gonna force you to join my Discord with the link in the description. I know you want to. Next. Hey, I need a favor from your parents is White's first move, followed up with, I wanna have a handsome baby. And this Riz is alright but nothing special. It advances the first pawn of the game with a book move, but there isn't anything special about it. If I received this DM, I wouldn't open it. Black hits back with, how can my parents help you in that? And I didn't know people could be so stupid. I've seen TikTok commenters smarter than this guy, and those people are insanely idiotic. I'm grading this move as a miss for not understanding the Riz. Instead of continuing, the Riz White explains, can you ask them which position they in so I can avoid it, plating a trophy move and checkmating Black's king in 3. They went from dropping game to obliterating their opponent in seconds, and I don't blame them. If I came across a dumbass like this, I wouldn't want to mingle with them either. Next, White starts the match with, I'm anemic, which is a pretty odd opening if it's against a random person, but if it's people you know, a pretty standard book move since a lot of serious situations get announced on text. Black strikes hard with, you are anemic because you don't listen to me when I tell you to eat things like salmon, sardines, mackerel, and spinach. Then you tell me you are dizzy but you eat 1 meal a day. You will listen when you are dead. Aggressive dad defense. He's got a point though, White was probably being a hard-headed bastard, and sometimes the only way to take things seriously is with some father figure scolding. My dad used to say stuff like this all the time, before he left me at a Dunkin' Donuts bathroom at 3 a.m. Great move. Black isn't done and doubles down some more with, when I cremate you, I will throw a can of sardines in with your ashes and you will reincarnate into a sardine if you continue to not listen to me. This is a matter of life or death now, you need to start eating properly. White isn't done with this aggressive counter, he's already planning White's funeral, and White isn't going to reincarnate him as Sardine out of spite for not listening to him. Brilliant move for not showing mercy, and keeps talking more material from White. Black triples down with, do you want to be a sardine, Sardini? Black is so mad that he misplaces his pieces with this double mistake, but that doesn't matter because he's still above material on White by a large margin. White is still cooked personally, but I don't like sardines. What type of person enjoys sardines? Disgusting. Anyways, White closes with relax, crying emoji, crying emoji, crying emoji, crying emoji, crying emoji. 6 crying emojis after experiencing that beatdown by Black. White has no choice but to resign or keep getting pounded by more lectures. I wouldn't mind getting pounded with more lectures, obviously. Next, White opens the game with GNGC, using maximum time efficiency by failing to finish typing the words. It's lazy, but at least they still move their starting pawn in a book move. Black gets back with GN, go 1 day without liking a message of mine. Holy shit, why do you feel the need to like all my messages? I said GN, not even good night. What the is wrong with you? You're like a 36-year-old divorced mom and 2 kids that take pictures of everything. You. Jesus, this is a generational crash out. I've not seen someone get this angry over an Instagram like since I forgot to like my boyfriend. Shit, I meant my girlfriend's story. Yeah, wish. This blunder goes crazy for no reason, but does the trick and scares White into resigning the match. Hopefully, you remember to like and subscribe before resigning this video. Oh, and don't forget to go to textchest.store, link in the description, and use code He's Not Gay for 10% off for the first 25 people who use it. Next, story of my life. How tall are you, Robbie? White plays the game with a classic opening move for online dating platform users by asking their opponent's height. This book move could make the game go in a multitude of directions, and you'll have to stay to see how crazy it gets. Black responds with, how tall do I need to be, Rach? Dodging the question and ignoring their opponent's opening move entirely. Not answering the height question means we probably have a 5-foot beta on our hands. That definitely isn't me self-reflecting. Miss for sure. White answers the question saying, taller than you think, Robbie, setting the standards high, but come on, judging a guy for their height is crazy and a mistake. If Black acted this way about their height, I assure you she could not take it, so if I was Black, I'd hit the block button immediately. I'm 5'10", period. Roast me is the inaccuracy of a reply from Black, and a 5'10" isn't even short, what the hell. If a girl thinks this is too short, she's either 6 foot tall or deluded. Like, come on, lower the ego. You clearly can't be that attractive if you have to use a dating platform to reach desperate men who would approach you. White hits back saying, no need to roast, period. You're close enough to hell as it is. Dropping a unique insult, but it sounds straight like it came out of ChatGPT. Imagine pulling your text chest moves from a clanker. This is the type of insult that would make a group chat go silent, and not for a good reason. Anyway, I'm gonna grade it a blunder just because of how pathetic of an insult attempt it is. A toddler could probably come up with better. Black explains that the closest they'll come to hell is talking to you, followed up by, this is fun, I like this, likely referring to the argument. This move captured a well-valued piece of White's and puts them in a check, forcing them to avoid it in the next move. Things are currently in Black's favor. To avoid the check, White replies, "Who are we gonna call when I need something from the top shelf?" But there were so many other ways they could have responded, and they chose the only one that leads to eventual checkmate. This blunder makes no sense because unless you live with the BFG, a 5'10" man can reach the top shelf. Instead of picking up this fact though, Black embraces it like the text chess legend they are and responds saying, "We should call your dad, but I'm assuming he's not in the picture," making the most beautiful checkmate I've seen in my entire life. This brilliant move deserves an entire Netflix documentary covering it because it's incredible. After this much time, we have finally found the Magnus Carlsen of text chess. Of course, that makes me Gukesh. Next, White asks, "Do you still want me to come over tonight?" Opening with an innocent question that could lead to anything really, and that is why this is gonna go down as a book move. Black replies with, "So, honestly, I'm sorry, but I don't think this is gonna work out for me, period. Cutting ties with the relationship out of the blue with a super unexpected good move. It'll be interesting to see how White responds to being dumped so suddenly. If it were me, I'd have used the old scene at 2:37 a.m. method. They would not get the pleasure of me responding." Clearly confused, White hits back with asking the reason why in a subtle way. And this is a normal thing to ask after being broken up with, although I've never had that happen to me. It isn't wrong to want to know what you did wrong, and if anything, it is a good move. It develops a piece and allows the game to start flowing. Yeah, there's something about you that just reminds me of a creature than a girl. LOL. Black responds, taking White's developed piece with an excellent move on the attack, completely humbling their opponent. Is it evil? Yes, but it is also a high elo move, so you cannot fault it. In absolute disgust, White asks, "Did you just call me a creature? Just a miss, because yes, Black did call them a creature. Something about people who ask if they just been called something pisses me off. The best move would have been fighting back and saying Black looks like something else, like a dirty toenail. If you don't click the playlist that's about to come on screen, then you look like one too."